Hi, welcome back to my channel and welcome to Project Sureway. I'm Miriam Manzo. Today we're in a condo that we did for a bachelor who happened to be a student at one of the universities here in Toronto. This project started a little different than most projects, and I'm going to propose something radical to you, but let me explain why it's important. So we were brought into this project. We've always asked, when is the best time to bring us in? And the earlier, the better. This is one of those projects where we were actually brought in during the process of looking to buy. So this is something I highly recommend, and it kind of goes hand in hand with the staging that we do. When a property is not properly furnished, it's very difficult for most homeowners to envision what the space will not only look like, but more importantly, live like. So when we were touring some of the condos that the clients were considering buying, there were issues like having to watch TV over a dining table or not really seeing where a dining room would fit. And this particular condo, when we came in, was actually empty, which a lot of people think is better than it being misrepresented by furniture, but it's actually just as bad as being misrepresented by furniture. So by bringing me in, I was able to envision how it would best be set up. And you'll see it's not a very big condo. I mean, it's not small by, let's say, New York studio standards. We're at about 780 square feet in this condo without the outdoor living space. But what I liked about this particular condo out of the 6 that we saw with the clients is that this one had 9-foot ceilings compared to 8-foot at all the rest of them. And because it was an oddly shaped room, most people would have walked away from that, again, not understanding how to utilize the space. You're going to see today exactly what I did to accommodate not only a living area, but a dining area and storage. And then I'm going to show you some neat tips and tricks that we did to really maximize the storage in this space. Let's take a look. So when we were brought out to look for condo spaces for the client, it was actually early September, late August. So the family had other ideas of where the student was going to live, and they didn't pan out, and all of a sudden they knew they needed to find a place. So they were looking for a quick closing opportunity. And something that didn't need a lot of renovation for the student to move in, but they still wanted the student to have the comforts of home and feel like this was his home away from home. So one of the things I actually really liked about this condo, which you'll see in a few moments, is the layout. I liked the fact that it had an enclosed foyer area, but that the light still poured in from the main space, and then the main space sort of opened up and revealed it to you as you walked through. So few changes we made here in the foyer. Even though it's a small space, this is a great lesson that it doesn't take much money to really cozy up a small space and start the welcome to your home right from the front door. So we decorated with this little stool that we found at Home Goods, and some inexpensive art from actually Walmart went on the wall here. And then one of the things that I thought was important was storage. So what we did with all the closets in this unit, there are 3 in total, including this one here, is that we did Ikea systems behind the mirrored doors. So we had Ikea come and assemble these units that gave us shelves, hanging, and behind the other door here we even have some drawers for things like gloves and scarves and hats and cleaning supplies and all of that stuff. We really want to utilize every square inch of space and make it functional. You know, I love doing that. And then right off this main foyer, we actually have a second bedroom. This is a 2-bedroom unit, sorry, a second bathroom. It's a 2-bedroom unit. So this is the second bathroom and also the powder room. So I did small changes here just to luxe it up. So what we didn't do, we didn't change any flooring with the exception of the guest bedroom, which we turned into an office. It was carpeted. We tore up the carpeting and brought in some wood floors to match the existing. Now, I didn't love the color of the existing wood floors, but again, there wasn't time or budget to sand them down and restain. The client wasn't interested in that. So I'm going to show you what I did in the main living area to take away from the wood floors, which have a really orange undertone. And we didn't change anything in the kitchen. We just worked with what was there. So if we take a look at our powder room, I'll show you what I did to luxe it up and make it feel a little bit more homey. Small changes made in this bathroom. So the one thing I do at almost all of our staging jobs, as well as for my homeowners, is the inclusion of some small shelves. These ones are from Home Depot. I love using vertical space that to use for storage. So I could have done a picture here, but instead, because again, it's a small bathroom, I love being able to display collectibles like this bear that was brought back from New York, as well as functional items. I love to keep room sprays in every bathroom, especially a bathroom that guests use. And then the one big inclusion here was this wallpaper. It was left over from another job, and so we talked the client into allowing us to do it, and I really think it brings a lot of warmth, a lot of luxe, and a lot of personality to this small space. We're in the kitchen, so no structural changes were made here in the kitchen, but I did make some changes to luxe it up. So the first thing I do in most spaces, including staging homes, is I change out the lighting. Lighting is one of the biggest factors if you want a dramatic change without spending a lot of money. And although lights can be very expensive, they can also be found inexpensive if you look for sales, if you look to Home Depot has some great lights, Home Goods has great lights. And then we try to stock some for projects like this. When I fall in love with something, we stock it. The other thing that we did here, which is so simple for most homeowners to do, is to switch out the hardware. So these were your typical builder steel handles. We switched them out to a more contemporary brushed brass handle. Very inexpensive to do. It's a do-it-yourself project that's easy. And then we left the countertops, left the backsplash, worked with it all. But what we did is we brought in some inexpensive art. And throughout the apartment, you're actually going to see we have some expensive art, and then most of it is inexpensive. One of the things I love to do is to take luxury shopping bags and have them framed with the logos. And this young man is very into fashion and designers, so I brought in a bunch of logos as artwork. It was an inexpensive way to get the walls dressed without breaking the bank. And then, so here you see them leaned. Yeah, we've put food in jars. It looks good, as well as being functional. And then, you know me, trays are everywhere. So they're corralling things here for the coffee, for the sink. I've got them next to the stove. You're going to see them throughout the apartment. I love using trays. We're going to leave a link below to some of my favorites from both Amazon and from our shop page. Let's take a look at the other things we've done. So in case you haven't figured out, I am OCD, and it's very important for me to have everything in its place and a place for everything. So that's what we've done here with this small console table. Small table from Wayfair. We really did high-low in this apartment. I've brought in my beautiful pretty, you know, that's always going to be part of it. So vases, and then boxes for keys. This way in the morning, you know exactly where your phone is, exactly where your keys are. So you'll see that we have these in many of our projects, as well as throughout the apartment. Again, I will leave the link below for some of my favorites. And then just an ottoman for when guests come, they can sit here and put on their shoes, as well as having extra seating when the homeowner has guests over. Now, the one big splurge in this apartment, so again, we did high-low. There's going to be things from Ikea, things from Wayfair, and then there's going to be things from our suppliers. But the one splurge that we did was this incredible commercial grade wallpaper. So I talked about the orangeness of the floors that we didn't love. This was my way to tone down the orange. I brought in grays to tone it down. And this wallpaper, first of all, adds so much luxe to the space, so much warmth to the space because of the texture and the sheen of it. But it also, for a young man who's going to be having people over, it's going to help protect the walls. You're not going to get scuffing on the walls. This is easily wipeable. And again, it just brings so much warmth to the space. So now let's take a look at the main area. We're in the eating area now, so let's just pause at our overhang. We bought a couple of counter stools, again, inexpensive. We didn't want to break the bank. So these are very industrial looking, would not have gone with the luxe look that we were going for. But a quick can of brass spray paint and we luxed it up and completely changed the look of them while still keeping them fun and inexpensive. And then I did these little Mongolian fur seat covers to further kind of play on the youthfulness and fun of this young man in his apartment. And then we got in a full dining here. So again, very luxe, much more mature. We want this furniture to be able to grow with this young man to his next apartment or home. So we did some beautiful chairs again from our supplier. I just love the base on this. And then again, we brought in this beautiful light fixture, which is really very sculptural and the key piece to this room. And then you'll see behind me this great storage piece. Now this is twofold. Again, I love the fact that it's in front of the window, and the reason it works is that we have an open bottom, so it's still allowing light in, not blocking. But this is giving the young man, again, more storage space. So he's got his off-season things here, and then we just brought some luxury accessories, again, just to play up the fashion aspect of his passions. And then I love this little hand here. Again, when you see things, try to think outside the box. When we bought this, it had some marks on it. It was actually white and it was discounted. Again, I took a spray paint, a different shade of gold than the bar stools, and I just gave it a quick spray and it completely changed the look of it and hid all the scuff marks. And then a beautiful standing lamp. We left the vertical blinds behind. We didn't want to spend a lot of money on that, and I felt that they worked in the space. And then we come to the main area. So again, you've heard me talk about this. We found an inexpensive chair at Home Goods. I had some inexpensive fabric that I had picked up on sale at a local supplier, and then I had the chair recovered so it went better with our space. And cowhides. Wow, do I love what a cowhide does for its space. It just instantly adds cool to a space. Again, now we have some more Wayfair, but you'll see how I luxed up the little, very inexpensive TV unit with just some designer boxes and whatnot, a couple of vintage pieces, and then we did this floating shelf again, and here you see what I was talking about with those luxury bags that we cut up and framed. And then again, just a sweet moment here with the light fixture. It was in an awkward place. I didn't want to put a ceiling fixture. I wanted something that, again, was a little bit of fun. And when you're doing lighting, you need to make sure that your pieces talk to other pieces in the room. That's really important. And then you hear me talk about custom, but we did do store-bought. Again, we didn't, for the couch, we didn't have a lot of time to go custom or the budget. Pillows that, again, were found ready-made. Again, the luxury item here is this incredible art. This is really the main focus of the room, besides the view behind me. This is just the main attraction here. Art should really speak to you. This piece in particular, everybody who sees it just falls in love with it. Again, from our supplier, really made the room. Let's take a look at the primary bedroom. So much to talk about here in the primary bedroom. Again, tons of high-low. Starting with the bed. So we found an inexpensive headboard, Home Goods. It was low. We actually raised it up off of the floor and hooked it onto the walls. I did, again, a fabulous little wallpaper here for texture and interest, and then some beautiful artwork. We've got, again, a Walmart piece here, a vintage piece on the other side, and then some artwork from my suppliers. This light fixture, I love it. This was from a consignment store. It's actually a Schonbach light where they had this beautiful gold sheer organza shade made for it. We got it. It had been there for a while. Other people, I guess, didn't see the potential. I fell in love. Our low, these fabulous Ikea lac shelves. What a great way to both store and display a fabulous shoe collection. This way the homeowner sees what he wants to wear in the morning, everything's right there, and he's got a place for them again at night. And then the bedding. The bedding, we actually did do this custom for the homeowner, as well as this beautiful bolster pillow that we did out of leftover cowhide. And then these behind were just, again, inexpensive pillows that I think we found at Walmart to finish up the room. And then our closet, we did do another Ikea piece there, as well as the base of the bed has storage in it. So it's a small room, but it's jam-packed with great storage ideas that won't break the bank, plus obviously a little bit of luxe. Again, in the primary bath, we did very little changes. A quick coat of a darker paint to add some richness and depth to the room. And then again, here's my shelves for storage. So again, you'll see another tray, and then every opportunity to bring in a little pretty as well as function. And this is one of the things that I love doing, is finding these antique decanters. And this is where we keep mouthwash, and then a little shot glass, just so that you take the utilitarian out of your mornings without sacrificing function. Our final room on today's tour is the home office. So this actually was a second bedroom, and we turned it into a home office, a place to study for the homeowner. We did do a closet system for resale, and this is the floor that I mentioned that we pulled out carpeting and found a flooring that was as similar as possible to the original. And again, a mix of high-low. So started off with this Ikea desk, didn't love the legs, spray painted it brass to match the rest of the decor. Again, some Ikea pieces, Vijitsu I think it's called, I'll leave the link below. Again, we spray painted it brass to continue with our theme. Fantastic wallpaper. Again, we really made wallpaper a huge feature in this apartment. And then you can see, again, inexpensive art mixed with our designer labels that we framed. And then this was a favorite chair brought from the homeowner's parents' house. Cowhide again, and basically this room is about the view, and it's about getting work done. Thanks for coming along on today's tour. Please don't forget to subscribe and like. Let us know in the comments below your thoughts and what you'd like to see from us in the future. Thanks for tagging along. See you next time.